We've got a new extra turner attacker, and that is the free PvP monster. Today I'm going to go ahead and review it at 120 rank 2, so I hope you're all excited. If you are, make sure you drop a like, subscribe. Anyways, it's going to get started. Alright, I found this kind of funny. I mean, look at this. So far, we don't have a single extra turn. So, is he supposed to be an extra turner monster? Or is he supposed to stop them with the shock ability? Because he does have some shock skills. Like, there's one shock, I believe, and then there's another one. Yep, I knew I saw it too. So, we're going to go ahead and feed him up to 120 real quick. I do want to give you a huge shout out to Bunky, by the way. He went ahead and gave me permission to review this monster for you guys. So, huge thanks to her. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats. We get about 23,790 power, 591,840 or 864 life, and 14,105 speed. When it comes down to what's it called, power, it's actually not that bad, but his life is actually pretty low, I've got to say. So overall, pretty good design. I really like the design. I think the design is really cool, but let's hope that they didn't mess it up with the skills. I've already seen the traits, and the traits are actually horrible. We have immune to possession, immune to nightmares, and area nightmare status caster. That's just horrible. Don't ever give that to an extra turner monster or any monster, really. So unfortunately, traits suck, but let's go ahead and see the skills. Hopefully the skills actually change their mind. Let's see what we have here. We have a low thunder damage and apply shock to an enemy, gives one extra turn to itself. Okay, it is a 3-turn cooldown, but let's see if we have any 1-turn cooldown skills. That way, if there is one, we can just kind of spam, you know what I mean? Or even a 0 cooldown skill. We have a moderate dark damage and applies a random torture to all enemies. Okay, we'll run that for now. We have a low dark damage and apply bleeding to one enemy, gives one extra turn to itself. And then you have a random torture to one enemy, gives itself 1 extra turn. Okay, so you have basically 3 extra turn skills. 2 of them deals damage, 1 of them just applies a random torture, but it still gives you an extra turn. So overall, I would say just run these 4 skills right here that I already have equipped. But the issue with these skills are the fact that it's such high stamina, and not just stamina, but also cooldown wise. Cooldown, you have 3-turn cooldown on every single one of them, which just sucks. I really wish it wasn't like that. I would have actually taken a 1-turn cooldown, and if maybe even have, like, I don't understand why they give a 3-turn cooldown to just this skill right here. This skill, all you're doing is applying a random torture and you're getting an extra turn. Why do you have to wait 3 turns? And also, why does it cost such high stamina? It just doesn't make sense. It's so stupid. Let's take a look at the ultimate. Bloodstained Bells, which is a heavy dark damage to all enemies, applies possession to all enemies, and random torture twice. I really like the random torture twice, but that's about it. So stamina cost not really the best, and also cooldown pretty high. Let's take a look at the relics. For relics, you don't have any way of regenerating stamina, but if you look at it in the bright side, you're able to deal extra damage since you're carrying swords. So you could do like a summit fork if you want, laser beam sword, or even like a voltix, or whatever you want to give. Just go ahead and equip it. Almost any sword works with the monster. You can even do cane sword if you want to heal a little bit. But honestly, I'm not really a huge fan of this monster. They really messed them up. I really like the design, but like besides the design, they really messed them up with the relics, the skills, and last but not least, traits. And he is a dark element and a light meta, so you gotta be careful of that. Let's go ahead and give it runes. So when it comes down to runes, you want to give something that's either mutated with stamina or mutated with life, since his life is low. So for example, you could go with something like this, where it's strength with stamina or strength with life. That would also work out. I'm just gonna go ahead and give something low though, because I'm not really huge fan of this monster. I don't think Bunky will actually invest in this. Is this monster worth investing in? It's good for it's good for beginner players, right? So if you're a beginner, you're watching this mythic will actually help you out. But in the competitive scene, I don't think anybody's gonna use this monster. I doubt it. There's better attackers out there, better extra turners. So when it comes down to runes, you want to give 1 speed and 2 strength, or you could do 1 strength and 2 speed. That also works out. You don't want to give any stamina. If you want to give stamina, you can do that, but I would just do the mutated ones that are mutated with stamina, you know what I mean, if that makes sense. I'm gonna just do a strength here for now. But yeah, relics, unfortunately, no way of regenerating stamina, which just sucks. And life is really low, but I do like the strength. Anyways, we can't take it to PvP. we're gonna get destroyed on PvP. How about we just take it to adventure map? Actually, hold on. You are in legendary 4, right? Top 4,000. That's not bad. We might be able to actually pull it off here. Maybe. We'll go ahead and attempt. I mean, it doesn't hurt to attempt, right? And here we go. So everything is set. Let's go ahead and get into a battle real quick. Did I give in triple speed to? I think I did, right? To get in 11? Yep. Okay, so triple speed there, 35 to 31. It's completely okay. So you can just pair it up with something like this if you want. Because again, so another downside with this monster is the fact that if you go up against an ant speeder, it's gonna suck, trust. So don't go up against any anticipator monsters, because if you do, they're gonna stop you, okay? They're gonna slow you down. So it'd be nice to pair it up with anybody that actually opens a path for you. And if there are any invaders, you can always just run either 2 of them or just 1 to clear the path for you. So I got my 2 extra turns there. I'm gonna go ahead and remove Hauser status X here as well. Actually, no, we do trade disable first and then PER, so don't mess that up. We'll do another trade disable there. And here's the thing now. There is evasion, right? I could turn transfer to myself, or I could do it to my monster there. What do I want to do? Because we can attack these 2, but we can't attack that one. Let's actually, I want to be able to attack the attacker there too, because that's really important. So why don't we do that? Let's do this. We'll do PER and trade disable, and then that's when we're going to turn transfer over, because this monster has 7 cents as well. We got to watch out from. So he gets a turn in, right? You can go ahead and actually deal damage. It doesn't matter which skill you actually use in terms of like the extra turns. They're all 3 turn cooldown, so it doesn't matter which one you actually use. So for example, you can actually use a random torture one. So a monster holding like a talent or relic that will kick back damage or something. Like for example, 7 cents, you know, if after you deal damage to them, they'll, you know, give you a random torture, which you don't want, right? So you can just do this. That way you don't actually get hit with the 7 cents and you're able to still attack. So let's say if I want to do low thunder damage, we'll do that. And we also apply frosted thanks to the sword that I'm carrying. And then we can deal another damage here. And as you guys see, the monster is dead. So if you do equip it with good relics, you can definitely deal a good amount of damage. The monster can be even better than normal, than usual. But other than that, I mean, it's just like a normal, like a decent extra turner monster. We'll do that. And I think I'm just gonna do Shadow Veil. Let's not mess with it too much, and the monster's gonna die anyways. So there it is, GG's. The monster, they really messed him up though, I feel like. They really did him wrong. He could have been, he had potential, trust. He actually had potential. If I were to recreate this monster, I would keep the design. What I would do, first of all, I don't care about the life. That's nothing to worry about. What you have to worry about is, first of all, the traits. Traits, I mean, you could always just play around, you know, play around that. So you don't have to completely change the traits. What I would change personally would be the cooldowns. I would bring this down to like 1, at least 2 of them, bringing them to either 1 or 0, right? Especially this one. There's no reason this should be this high. But anyways, I would change that. And then stamina cost, I would actually change that a little bit as well, because this monster is not able to carry any relics that will regenerate stamina. And if you want to keep the double sword, like I said, just change the cooldown and stamina. That's about it. You know, you can always just run like a stamina rune, and that way you're still able to deal a lot of damage, you know what I mean, with all those extra turns. Kind of like Boulder Art, but with Boulder Art, he can actually carry a mask. Anyways, so that's what I would change if I were to recreate this monster. I think those things are just huge. You have to take care of those. Definitely something to note. I'll go ahead and trade disable real quick, and we'll do a double extra turn. All right, so we'll do trade disable, PER, trade disable again, and then I'm gonna go ahead and turn transfer over to my attacker. Attacker gets a turn in. You can start off with anything. Just don't avoid the AoE skill for now, because you don't want to use that until the end. So you can do whatever skill you want right now, like how we're doing it right now, as you guys can see. And again, you're able to deal a good amount of damage thanks to the sword. So that sword can actually help you out a lot. It can definitely help you stack up that frosted torture and also deal a good amount of damage on top of all that, because you're carrying the sword that's applying a torture, which is frosted, dealing an extra damage as well. And then last but not least, you have another sword that's also going to deal damage for you. You know what I mean? We'll do another trade table here, do this, and then another trade table, and then turn transfer over. And see, by that time, unfortunately, I ran out of stamina because of how expensive those skills are. Those skills, they take a lot of stamina, so something to watch out from, guys. But anyways, that monster should die from all those tortures, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Okay, I was gonna say that's a lot. He was definitely gonna die from that. But anyways, guys, so I just wanted to make this video to review this new monster for you guys. And honestly, I'm not really a huge fan. I think you can definitely still use him here and there in battles, maybe like team wars if you know what you're going up against. For PvP, not so much, unfortunately. Again, the things that I dislike about this monster, let's actually start off with the things I actually like about the monster, and then we'll move on to the cons. The pros on this monster, I like the design, but that's just the design. I like the strength as well. I think that's pretty good. Now, the damage output is actually also pretty awful, something to note. The cooldowns are pretty high, and stamina costs are also pretty high on most skills, as you guys can see. Relics could have been better. I would have actually taken like a mask over one of the swords. You can keep one of the swords, but not both, you know what I mean? And then traits are just horrible. And I'm not sure if I mentioned the life, but again, life isn't really a big deal. You can always just go ahead and do like a mutated rune. That way you actually boost up the life and whatever else that you're working on. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.